Hi. Hello, everybody. We are live at this watch party for Composer's Voice. So, Composer's Voice is a 30-minute TV show I do every 2 weeks on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. Um, yeah. And on Composer's Voice, we feature new music from composers all around the world and musicians and so forth. Today's composer's voice, we are doing. We'll, we're presenting a performance that I recorded back in March or May, with the Queen's New Music Festival. And what we did is we put together another one of my projects, 15 Minutes of Fame for toy piano, and we put that on the stage there at Queen's New Music Festival. And Yumi Sahiro played those toy piano pieces with 15 choreographers. So it's all 1 minute, uh, you know, contemporary new music works, and with 15 uh, different dances by contemporary choreographers. Now, this toy piano project is kind of long in the tooth. We started it. David, when did we start the toy piano
I think
project?
I think I think things started in 2021.
I think so. That sounds about right. Um,
Yeah, as far as the actual call, um, I know the performances were in 2022.
okay. Yeah. So that sounds about right. We tried to make the call about a
Yeah.
year before. So that was in the wake of the pandemic. I was doing, you know, I just everybody wanted to bring back 15 Minutes of Fame, and I think you were recruiting a bunch of people for 15 Minutes of Fame too, and it was your idea to come on and try to do 15
Yeah,
Minutes of Fame for toy piano, right?
yeah,
So we put out a call.
yeah. I had done a couple of other types of projects. Yeah, put out a call, got 100 pieces.
And normally, so we it's 15 Minutes of Fame, so we put 15 1 minute works. They're specifically written for you and for toy piano. And but that
Mm-hmm.
wasn't good enough, was it?
Well, there were a lot of good pieces. What can I say?
uh David selected 4 sets of 15 Minutes of Fame, 60 pieces out of the 100. And of course, that wasn't enough. He even had a few extra that
Yeah.
we have another little
Mm-hmm.
side project
There
for.
was a whole side thing that encompassed 20 some pieces.
So yeah, so I was laughing with somebody the other day. It's just like, what any project do you know where you get so many submissions, you add more opportunity, more prizes, more, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any. Do you
Yeah.
know, Enro?
I have never seen that.
So yeah. So anyway, we did 4 sets. We picked 60 works. Um, there's some other like offshoots of that project that are still in the works and so forth. But we had these sets, and then we started. What year ago? I feel like it's about 3 years now. About 3 years ago, I had a choreographer who came to me and said, "Hey, would it be fun to do 15 Minutes of Fame for with dance?" And we started doing it at this art gallery down in Tribeca. and we've been slowly doing those over and over and over again. And that's where, one of the other sort of champions of 15 Minutes of Fame, Tom Piercy, he runs the Queen's New Music Festival, and he was just like, "Hey, you should do this out at the Queen's New Music Festival." So, we're still trying to get David to come out to New York, but until he gets on a plane to land here in the big city, we got this other fabulous pianist.
Well, unfortunately, a lot of the instruments I play aren't as readily portable as a clarinet or a hicchuriki. So,
Sure.
Yeah, that would have to figure into the equation.
Yeah, there's always lots of logistics to do in any performance. So that's kind of some of the background of this. I don't know. Did I miss anything? And let me
not that I can think of.
And let me quickly introduce my partner in crime over here, Anro Cheng. Hi, Anro.
Hi, Rob. Hi, David.
Anro, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're here.
I'm a composer most time, and I started collaborate with Rob since 2020, maybe. Yeah. So most of the time I working on the 15 Minutes of Fame and doing the live audio engineer. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of like great concert of 15 minutes. Yeah, it's totally enlightening and blows my mind. Yeah.
They're fun shows. She is the power that makes everything look smooth in the background.
Oh, thank you for saying.
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. I'll never forget like our first show that we did, and like lost internet and all sorts of, oh man, But everybody's got to remember that there's all these things that are going on in the background to title cards and composers, internet connection. Right. It's always so. Did I say that this is a watch party? We're going to, in a few minutes, just watch Composer's Voice, and we can talk about it afterwards. Anybody who's out there that wants to chime in and say hello to any of the artists that are here, feel free to just chat in the screen there on YouTube. We'll be happy to answer you. Also, if you have any questions or whatever, just feel free to ask. That's kind of part we're here. And just kind of enjoy the music and so forth. David, I think we talked about it, but this is Yumi is playing the first set of 15 Minutes of Fame.
That's what the description says. So I'm going to assume that's correct.
Right. And can you tell us a little bit about that first set?
It was really the first set that started coming together of the four. And I will admit that I was actually starting work on the four even before the call was ended, looking for common themes between pieces and so forth. Of the four sets, I would say that the overarching theme is weakest and hardest to describe on the first set. The second set was kind of summer, end of school themed. The fourth set was autumn and winter themed. The third set, truth be told, the theme was kind of the more difficult pieces, the more virtuosic pieces. The first one, like I said, it's kind of hard for me to really put a coherent theme on it as far as describing what was in my mind when I was choosing things, aside from this piece looks like it would fit with this piece, which is
so not like a harmonic. You were thinking like harmonically putting them together, or
I'm always thinking in terms of harmonic and pitch material as a linking thing, but also certain stylistic considerations, seeing how pieces flow into or contrast with each other, so that it's not just picking 5 pieces, it's picking 5 pieces that seem to make a coherent thought together.
Right.
Because although 15 minutes of fame is a lot shorter than and more compressed than a lot of performances I do, I find myself frequently doing concerts with shorter pieces in the 3 to 6 minute category, as opposed to doing major works. And so, the tools that I had previously developed for myself for making a program that flowed together, really just, those are the same tools I'm using in choosing a 15 minutes of fame set.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Well,
so
why don't we check out to see how that set works on stage with dance? Let me get the show up.
Okay.
Here we go. And so we'll hang out here. And this is so this is being aired live on MNN. This is cable access here in Manhattan. So it's airing on all the cable channels, and then I of course simulcast it as well on my YouTube channel at Vox_Novus. So here we go. Oh, where's our sound? Nope. Well, and there we go. So what do you think, David?
It's interesting. I remember watching the original live stream back when you first did this, and the camera angles were quite different. So it was interesting to see it from a rather different angle.
Right. I think the performance you're thinking about was one that we did at Green Space. We did with that was we did this set a couple of different times. So yeah, we had different angles, a little bit of a different performance. I mean, Yumi is a fabulous pianist. She did a wonderful job, but we used a different toy piano as well. What did you think of that?
You mean different from the one that you had bought for the Green Space performance?
No, different from the one that you used.
Well, yeah, it gives a very different character to some of the pieces. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. You can listen to performances of Beethoven's Hammerklavier on a modern piano versus a period instrument, and it makes a very different impression. And I don't think any particular one is right or wrong. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's this instrument was a toy piano from Kauai. It was it is uniquely different from the toy piano that you first used,
right?
Which I feel like I should.
Right.
Arrow,
it's actually more.
Hold on, Arrow. Can I ask you a favor?
Yes, please.
Can you go find David Bones' the link to the toy piano for his set and put it? We'll put that into the chat for anybody who's kind of interested. Because So I'm sorry, David. What was the toy piano?
Yeah, you mean the performance video?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
What was the toy piano that you used?
Yeah. I used a Jamar, which is kind of what you would consider the classic toy pianos sort of sound when people talk about toy pianos. The Kauai instrument is actually more akin to the early 20th century, what one would call an antique toy piano. I've got one of them from Schoenhut, actually the largest model they made. It suffered some internal damage and there's some parts missing, and I haven't gotten everything back together on that one yet. But the sound of the Kauai is a lot closer to that sort of a toy piano in comparison with the type I used, which, truth be told, are getting to be rarer than hen's teeth in the trying to find a 3-octave Jamar or Schoenhut toy piano. I think I'm lucky that I did some binge buying back in the aughts and managed to score a 3-octave Jamar, and I've got a 4-octave Schoenhut at home, as well as an extremely rare breed of piano called a castanet, where I've got a 3.5-octave one. And truth be told, each one of them sounds different from the others. So even within what you would call the classic toy piano sound, there's a noticeable difference between them when you put them side by side.
I think that's very true for most instruments, but yeah. I have noticed that toy pianos really have a character unto themselves. And in this particular case, I think the biggest, for me, the noticeable difference between the two pianos is the Jamar is it has a bar, right? It's like a xylophone almost.
It's a rod. It's actually a rod, like in old grandfather clocks, that is mounted on one end and then struck with a hammer. And the kawaii piano uses tubes, if I understand correctly, that are struck. And the classic toy piano tends to have a much more inharmonic spectrum to it than the kawaii does.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very different sort of an instrument than once again going back to the Hammerklavier by Beethoven. I remember a music history class where the professor played an excerpt of the Hammerklavier being played by one of the modern greats, and then played the same movement performance by Peter Serkin on an actual Erard that was around when Beethoven was alive. And the effect was just so drastically different between the two, and yet they're both considered pianos. So, yeah.
And what do you think about collaborating with dance? Do you think that adds to the project, or just, nice?
Well, I've always been kind of some collaborations with dancers in the past, including a performance at the University of Illinois where I actually wrote a piece for a dancer. Still amazed that I managed to perform the piece live. The first two-thirds of it were great, and then the last section was just nuts. So
yeah, I think so 15 Minutes of Fame is kind of like a derivative.
Did we get any questions from YouTube?
Do we? We've got a bunch of praises. Something from Barbara. Hi, Barbara. And also from Umiko, that she also enjoyed the set. And then we got a comment also from Rachel. Let me put that up too. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to collaborate with dance, and just kind of, it's a different experience, and I feel like performing with live music is kind of a talent all into itself. And for that matter, for even the musicians to perform with dancers is kind of a talent. It's a different. I mean, musicians, I think, are a little bit more used to that sort of ensemble, collaborative, like jazz sort of aspect of things. So they've, especially in an ensemble, they've learned a lot to like, oh, you know, you have to listen and be able to follow. It's a little bit different because it's more than just listening. They got to see too, so they got to divide. They're used to conductors, but it's different to sort of anticipate the movement of the dancers. So it's been so far. It's been a lot of fun. We'll see. I think we've done. How many have we done now? We've done these three, and then another three. So I think we've done six altogether.
More than just
And
right.
Yeah. We'll hopefully we'll do more.
Right.
We've been invited to go back to the Queen's New Music Festival.
Yeah. So do you think you'll? I know you've done the first set. Okay. I know you've done the first set a couple times, and I seem to recall you did the second set at some point with Yumi. Any plans to do all four of them at some point? Obviously not all at once. That would be a bit of a marathon for the pianist.
I would love to do all four sets. We'll see how that goes.
So,
again, it's more about there's some logistics in doing it, but yeah, I would love to do all four sets and do it with dance and sort of or maybe something that I kind of wanted to do and I haven't been able to do it yet is to sort of do a live recording in the M&N studios with dance.
without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun and kind of a spectacle, more of a an engineering nightmare, I think, for Eminem and Enro and all that. But I think it would be a lot of fun and really, really exciting. I'm still going to anyway. I've been exploring that opportunity, so we'll see. Yeah, and of course, so at the Queen's New Music Festival, Yumi picked her own kind of set of 15.
My first thought is acrobatics without a net. Yeah.
So we try to make some sort of net. I don't like accidents and people on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So.
Well, David, thank you for coming on to this live listening party, and I hope you've enjoyed watching your toy piano pieces written for you. Take another flight. There's like I said, this so funny.
Mm-hmm.
This project
true without a doubt. It's just doing something like that live is
a spectacle. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you all. And yeah, we're going to be doing this again in 2 weeks. If I remember correctly, what's coming up on 2 weeks? Oh, yeah, we're going to be featuring Campground 25 with their performances. That's a project with actual Umiko that we saw make a comment earlier. So, yeah, so come join us for that. It'll be fantastic, and we'll be playing the other second set of 15 Minutes of Fame next month. And yeah, thank you all for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.